Gurubhyo Namaha. We will first recite the last class, whatever we learned, and then we'll go for the meaning for this. Okay. Yuyude samyuge tatra rathanam parivaritah anye cha tatra yudasho ratanaga hayairvrutah Yuyudu samyuge devya sahat tatra mahasuraha koti koti sahasraistu rathanam dantinam tatha hayanam cha vrutho yuddhe tatra bhun mahishasuraha tomarair bindipalaischa Shaktibirmusalaisthatha Yuyudussamyuge devya Khadgaif parashupattishaih Kechitcha chikshubhushakti Kechit pashamsthatha pare Devim khadga praharaistu Tettam hantum prachakramuhu Sapi devi tatastani shastran yastrani chandika Leelayaiva prachicheda nija shastrastra varshini Anayastanana devi stuyamana surarshibihi Mumocha suradeheshu Shastran yastrani cheshwari Sopi kruddho dutasato Devya vahana kesari Chachara sura sainyeshu Vaneshviva hutashanah Nishvasanumucheyamscha Yudhyamana ranembika Tayeva sadhya sambhuta Ghana shata sahasrashah Yuyuduste parashubir Bindipalasi pattishaih Nashayanto suraganan Devi satyupa brumhita Avadayanta patahan Ghana shankam pare Mridangamscha tataivanye tasmin yuddha mahotsave tato devi trishulena gadaya sakti vrushtibhi khadghadivischa shadasho nijagana mahasuran patayamasa chaivanyam gantasvana vimohitan Asuran bhuvi pashena bhadva chanyana karshayat kechid dvida krutastikshnai khadga pataistatha pare vipotita nipatena gadaya bhuvi sherate vemuscha kechidrudiram musalena brusham hatah Kechinna patita bhumau bhinna shulena vakshashi nirantara sharaugena kruta kechidranajire shyenanukarinah pranan mumuchustridashardhanah kesham chid bahvachinna Chinnagrevastatha pare Shiramsi peduranyesham Manye madhye vidharitah Vichinna jangastva pare Pedururvya mahasurah Eka bhakvakshi charana Kechidhevya dhvida krutah Chinne pichanye shirasi Patitah punaruttitah Kabandha yuyurdevya Grihita paramayudah Nandruduscha pare tatra युद्धे तोर्यलया श्रुताः कबन्धाश्चिन्न शिरस कट्कषट्युरुष्टिपाणयः तिष्ठ तिष्ठेति भाषन्तो देवी मन्ये महासुराः पातितैरतनागश्वैरसुरैश्च वसुन्धरा अगम्या सा भवत्तत्र यत्र भूत्समहारणः शोणिदौगा महानद्यः सद्यस्तत्र प्रसुस्रुवुः मध्ये चासुरसैन्यस्य वारणासुरवाजिनाम् क्षणेन तन्महासैन्यम् असुराणां तथाम्बिका निन्ये क्षयं यथा वह्निस्तृणधारुमहाचयम् स च सिंहो महानादम् उत्सृजन्दुतकेसरः शरीरेभ्यो मरारीणाम् असूनिव विचिन्वति देव्या गणैश्च तैस्तत्र कृतं युद्धं महासुरैः यतैषां तुतुषुर्देवाः पुष्पवृष्टिमुचो दिवि। ॐ इति श्री मार्कण्डेय पुराणे सावर्णिके मन्वन्तरे देवी माहात्म्ये महिषासुरसैन्यवधो नाम द्वितीयोऽध्यायः। It was difficult while learning. Now when you are reciting, I think all of you are quite okay. Still difficult? That's okay. Sometimes, like, even this light, my eyesight gets little, because I'm keeping it very close to the thing. I'm not able to see it. So last week we saw how each one of the gods who were present there gave either jewelry, her bhushana, or weapons. Both they gave, everyone gave something, their contribution. After that, we saw the names of the generals of Mahishan with millions of horses, Ratha, Gajam, and the army by itself. So they are all now coming towards. Actually, the first line, Yude Samyuge Tatra Rathanam Parivaritaha, is connected with the previous line. So I have to read that before I come to this. Bidala Kyoyudanam Cha Panchashadbhir Ratha Yuthaihi Yuyude Samyuge Tatra Rathanam Parivaritaha. So the Bidala who owns 50 million Ratham is surrounded by all the 50 million the chariots and is fighting. Then Yuge Samyuge Tatra. Samyuga means battle, war or battle. Samyuge, Yude Samyuge. He was fighting the battle surrounded by 50 million chariots. That is what? Pidala Kyayudonam cha Panchashadbhiratha Yudaihi Yude Samyuge Tatra Rathanam Parivaritaha. Parivaritaha here means not the general's name. Parivarita means he is surrounded by, because Parivarita is one of the generals we saw in the previous line. So Parivaritaha here means surrounded by the 50 million chariots. And he is fighting the war. Yude Samyuge. So he is fighting, he is engaged in the battle, surrounded by 50 million chariots. Anye cha tatra yudasho rathanaga hayair vrata. It is not only chariots. Other than that, he has got elephants. Hayair means horses. Nagadanta. Elephant tusk is called Nagadanta. There's a name for the elephant tusk which is called Nagadanta. That is why when they say, because there are so many different names they have given for elephants here in this text. So Naga here means elephants. They denote it. Nagadanta means elephant tusk, and that is why it is referred here as Naga. Ratha, Naga, Hayair, Vrutha. Hayair means horses. Vrutha means surrounded by. This is not only the 50 million chariots. Other than that, there are Annecha Tatra Yudasho. Ayudha, I told, 10,000 folds are called Ayudha. So here millions, 10,000 folds, how many millions they have got overall. So all those things, not only the 50 million Ratham, other than that, more chariots, more elephants and horses are surrounding him. Yudu Samyuge Devya Sahatatra Mahasuraha. Amid all these things, the chariots, elephants, horses, he was fighting with Devi. Yudur Samyuge Devya, he is fighting with Devi. Sahatatra, Sahatatra means with amidst all these things, because he is standing, everything is surrounding him. So he is standing in the middle of his army and he is fighting with Devya standing there. Not only him, Saha Tatra Mahasuraha. Like him, there are many asuras who are present. Devi was fighting with everybody. That is what Saha Tatra Mahasuraha. So the great asuras, like him also, battled with Devi. Koti Koti Sahasraistu Rathanam Dhantinam Tatha Hayanam Cha Vrutho Yuddhe Tatrabon Mahishasuraha. How many millions are? Koti Koti Sahasra. Crores and crores multiplied by 1,000. So Koti Koti Sahasraistu Ratham Dhantinam Tatha. Dhantinam means again elephant. Ratham means chariot. Hayanam is horses. Cha Vrutho Yuddhe Tatrabon. They are surrounding Mahishasura. Now the generals themselves having so many millions, can imagine how many Mahishasuran will be having. No? So Mahishasuran having Koti Sahasraistu Rathanam Dhantinam Tatha Hayanam Cha Vrutho Yuddhe Tatrabon. So Mahishasura is surrounded by Koti Sahasram Ratham, chariots and elephants and horses surrounding him. They are countless. You can say Koti Sahasraistu. What is this? It's a countless number of chariots, elephants and horses. Tomarair Bhindipalaischa Shaktibhir Musalaisthatha. Not only this, what they are holding in their hand. Thomarai means lance. Bindipalai is Bushundi, what we called as Bushundi, that catapult kind of a thing, a sling. Ambad was using. These people were also having sling in their hand. And actually Bindipala also means short javelin, small javelin thrown with the hand. Small one, not with a long handle, but with a small this thing that is thrown with the hand. They say even sometimes arrows, like those days, arrows, they will send it through a tube, pipe kind of a thing. They will aim at it. Instead of if they don't have a bow, they will keep a pipe kind of a thing, put the arrow through it and pull it out to reach it like that. So that is also called actually Bindipala. Bindipala has got 2-3 weapons they can denote, like catapult is one thing, that sling or catapult is one thing, and short javelin which can be thrown with the hand, and in the same way arrows also thrown in the hand or shot through a tube. So Tomarai means lance, Bindipala, Shakti you all know is the spear, Shaktibhir. Musala is the musala is club or mace. It is a club or mace. It can mean both. Mushalai is Tatha Yudu Samyuge Devya. Khadga means sword. Khadga. Parashu, you all know, is axe. Pattisaihi, sharp-edged spears. Sharp-edged spears. I think spears themselves by nature they are sharp-edged, but specifically they have meant it as sharp-edged spears. So probably on both sides it will be having sharp edge. That is the reason it is sharp-edged spears. They have mentioned it separately. Pattisai. So Tomare, what are all the things they are having in their hand fighting with Devi is lances, short javelins or catapult, or spear, club or mace, sword, and sharp-edged spears. That is Parashu, axe. We forgot axe. Axe and sharp-edged spears. Pattishahi. So all these things, with that they were fighting with Devi. Kechit shikshubus shakti, kechit pashams tatha pare. While few were throwing the spears at her, few were throwing the pasham, noose, so they can catch her or kill her. So few were throwing nooses at her, and few were throwing, they were the spears at her. They were ruthless, no? Devim khadga praharaistu tetam hantum prachakramu. They were assaulting Devi like this only with the intention to kill her. Hantum. Prachakramu means they are like fighting, or they are throwing all these things at her, hurling upon her only to kill. Hantum prachakram. Only with the intention to kill her. Their intent on killing her, they began the assault with the Devi khadga praharaistu. Khadgam, they were wielding the sword to kill her. Sapi Devi tatastani shastran yastrani chandika. Leelayaiva prachicheda nijashastrastra ushi. Devi didn't keep quiet. She also showered all kinds of weapons at all these people when they were trying to kill her. It is not protecting her. It is not in self-defense that she was throwing at them. She is really having intention to finish them off. That's the difference, It is not self-defense that because they are throwing these things at me, I will throw to protect myself. No. Who is there to protect her? So she is with the intent of killing them in return. She is using all kinds of weapons. Sapi Devi tatastani shastran astrani chandika. So all kinds of weapons she is using with Devi Chandika. The Chandika is the name around which this Mahatmyam is, the beautiful text is woven around Chandika, and this is the first time the name is mentioned in Mahatmyam. The name Chandika is mentioned in Mahatmyam. This is the first time it is mentioned. Sapi Devi Tatastani Shastran Yastrani Chandika. The ferocious aspect of Ambika is Chandika. So that is mentioned here. Because when someone is trying to hurt you, your anger also grows up. That is exactly what happens in everyone. When someone is attacking you, you just want to be first in self-defense. As far as we are concerned, we are all defending ourselves, self-defense. So your anger goes up because why he is hurting me. That aspect of Ambika is called Chandika. Anger, with her anger growing up, that aspect is coming out of her, the Chandika. That is the reason Shastran, Yastrani, the fighting aspect of Ambika is Chandika, because the next the word Ambika also comes. Ambika is the Shanta Rupam of Ambal. Chandika is the Krodha Rupam of Ambal. Ambal, when she is Shantam, she is with the motherly nature. Ambika is the mother of the Prakriti. So she is the motherly nature. She is Ambika. When she is in the fighting nature, in the Krodha Rupam, she is Chandika. So the first they mention Chandika because she is in the battlefield. So Sopi Devi Sahastatasthani Shastran Yastrani Chandika. So the Chandika, the ferocious form of Devi, is seen here. Leelayaiva prachicheda nijashastrastra vashi. Want AC to be switched on? Feeling warm? Little warm? Switch it on, no? Switch on those two lights. Two. It is, yeah, both the things. Both. Yeah, switched on both. Yeah.
Oh, both of them?
Yeah.
No, just these two, right?
Fine. Then we will close the door. So, Leelayaiva prachicheda nijashastrastra varshini. Leelayaiva, like a sport, effortlessly she is fighting. Like a sport. Her intention is to destroy the evil. So her intentions are very clear. She's the embodiment of goodness. So she is here destroying the evil. So it is happening sportively. Like a sport it happens. Leelayaiva prachicheda. Prachicheda, she is cutting through nijashastrastra vashi. She is using all her weapons like a sport, like a play, like how she. So I told you this is the first time Ambika's ferocious form, the name Chandika is used. Here we have to understand Leelayaiva. If you see this world, this prapancham, the created world, the phenomenal world, whatever you call it, it is like a sport to her. We call it a sport. Evolution is keeps happening. Evolution is happening, continuous evolution of things, because that is why from a small insect, full-fledged human being has developed. It keeps happening. Evolution is happening. But it is happening like a sport. There is no rigid formula. There is no rigidity in that. The evolution doesn't transgress dharma. It is within dharma. Evolution is happening within dharma. There is no question of adharma here, but it is happening like it is not with a rigid rule that this has to come after this. There is no rule like that. The evolution is a process. So there is lot of what you call possibilities for the multiplication is there. The creation, when it happens, there is a lot of possibilities are happening. It is not with only one aim that this is becoming this. No, there is no rule. That is why it is called Leelayaiva. The creation is called a sport because the creation, the multitudes of this happening, evolution that is happening in the creation is not, it's got so much possibilities. Creative possibilities are so much. It is not with any rigid formula. That is the reason, because Amba is not though she is the personification of Brahman's ego, she is not affected by ego. But we are all not. The prapancham, the entire prapancham which has got the fragmented ego of Amba, we all have the pure consciousness which is the divine presence in each and every one of us. That is the ahankaram of our aspect. She is present in every being as ego, but the fragmented ego is very harmful. That is exactly what is happening with Mahishan here. Mahishan and his army here. The fragmented ego that is present, fragmented ego of Ambal, who is the embodiment of Brahman's ego, is present in every soul. which is actually consumed by all. We are all like, egocentric. Without ego, the prapancham doesn't move on. We are not able to think beyond ego. The prapancham is egocentric. So, Leelayaiva, that is the reason when she does it, it is like a sport. She takes, as it comes, the evolution is happening. According to whatever is available.
Adaptive.
Very adaptive nature. It adapts to that and creates something new, something better. We say better or worse. No.
Survival, no?
It is for survival, yeah. The evolution keeps happening, and that is the reason that because of this adaptability, the possibilities are more. See, if you give a canvas to an artist, there are so many ways of expressing something. It is not only one thing. No, there are so many ways of expressing one particular thing. And he brings it in his own way, whatever way. And he can even be like, if he must have started on something and would have transformed it into something else totally. The creative possibilities of an artist is so much. So you can imagine the creative possibilities of the Brahman, which is, as far the artist is concerned, it is a sport. Like, he enjoys creating that one or making it a different one. He enjoys. In the same way, the creative possibilities of the Brahman in creating the Prapancham and its evolution is so much. So it is just a sport. It is just a sport. It is just for enjoyment. Sport is for enjoyment. The Brahman derives enjoyment out of that. It is a sport. But whereas Mahishan on the other hand is driven by his ego, because this is a fragmented ego, no? It is us in the worst form. It is us in the worst form. So he is like, tensed. He is not taking it as a sport. He is really serious about his business. We are all very serious about what we are doing. So many times, even very well knowing that the result is not in our hands. We are very serious about what we are doing. No? Result can go either way. Are we not serious about it? This is the fragmented ego. But what I mean to say here is, life in this world is egocentric. Everything that operates in this world is egocentric. Mahishan and his general are all ego and the effects of ego.
It is designed to be egocentric. Right?
Yes. Otherwise things will not survive. If you don't feel that it is your child, how you will feed him? You have to feel that it is your child. So long as that you feel that is the fact. That's a fact. He says that is not a fact. It is just a play.
But that's also the Maya, right?
That is the Maya. That is the effect of Maya. That's why I say it is just a play. Today you are wearing a garment of a woman. So you are having this kind of attachments. In the same way, if you are something else, like say even a man, your motherly instinct towards what you have now towards your children will not be the same as a father. It is totally different. Because you are wearing this attire now, in this drama, we are having this costume. The costume that we are all wearing. So we are contained by that. We feel that it is real. That is Maya. So because we are contained by it, so this egocentric aspect, what happens? Is giving positivity as well as negativity. If it is not egocentric, then it is only positive. That is what she represents. She represents only positivity. Though positive and negative emerge from her, what she's the personification of that. She's the personification of all divinity. It is only from that divine both come out. Positive as well as negative. But she still remains only positive. We have to understand that. The negativity doesn't affect her. This fragmented ego, when it gets distributed, this negativity takes the form of a Mahishan or his generals. Even when we remain positive, we are also egocentric to some extent. Otherwise, we cannot lead this life being like, to some extent you are attached to your ego. You have to be egocentric and you have to be like, to run the worldly life. Being egocentric becomes necessary. It is not wrong, so long it doesn't hurt someone else. Here, Mahishan is hurting somebody else. Ego at its worst, ego at highest negative aspect of the ego. They are here showing the negative aspect, what the ego can take you to. And the generals, all his generals represent only the offshoot of those, the results of those negative. The impact what a negative ego can create. Different kinds of impact. They are the generals that we see. As far as normal, we are all egocentric. There's no qualms in accepting it. What is the point in saying we are not divine, we are just humans. We have to be egocentric to just keep up the family. And Leela. We should not miss that word. That's a very important word that defines the Brahman. In the first Charita, one aspect of Brahman was mentioned as Nitya. The eternal aspect of the Brahman is mentioned. Brahman as it is, absolute Brahman is eternal. Nitya. They attributed that as Nitya. But the prapancham that came out of that Brahman, Leelayaiva, sporty. That is also the same Brahman which is sporty when it has to create. When it has to create, Brahman becomes very sporty. The same Brahman which is absolute becomes very sporty when it has to create. And enjoy that. We are all entertained in the Brahman. So the Maya, Mahishan caught in the Maya of his own ego. Ego is also Maya. That is the reason for the downfall. So we have seen both the aspect. The Brahman as it is, which is transcendent, which is above everything, that is Nitya. And when it is actualized, the Brahman is the Prapancham is the expansion of the Brahman as we see it. Prakriti is the expansion of the Brahman. This Prakriti, this Prapancham is the expansion of the Brahman. It becomes sporty when it is actualized. What is eternal when it is transcendental becomes sporty when it is actualized. This is the aspect that you have to understand. It is the same Brahman. Suddenly some kind of Leela comes into it when it creates and he is enjoying all the entertainment going through. We all go through. Anayasthanana Devi Stuyamana Surashibhi Umochasura Deheshu Sastran Yastrani Jeshwari. Anayasthanana, ease, very easily. Anayasthanana, without effort. Anayasa means without effort, easily. Thana means serene. She is fighting a battle, but she is still serene. The gunas are, that proves that she is the Brahman. Gunas are not, it is equilibrium. That anger, she is carrying on the duty as it has to be done. Monotonous. Thana means monotonous. Monotonous means here it is serene. With a serene demeanor, she is fighting the battle. Anayastana, at ease she is doing it. She is not taking, effortlessly she is fighting them. Stuyamana surashibhi. She is Sura means gods, Rishi means sages. So she's praised. Stuya mana. Stuya means praised, being praised by rishis and gods. She is fighting the battle at ease with a serene demeanor. Mumocha suradeheshu sastran yastrani chandya. She is having a serene demeanor, but she is hurling all the weapons at the bodies of asuras. Mumocha, to release them, to kill them, to release their breath. She is hurling all kinds of weapons at the bodies of the asuras. Mumocha asura deheshu. Mumocha asura deheshu shastran yastrani cheshwari. She is keeping a very calm posture, and she is at ease. She is killing everyone. Sopi kruddho dudasato devya vahana kesari. Chachara sura saineshu vaneshviva kudasha. First line. Sopi kruddho dudashato devya vahana kesari. Krudha means anger. Anger, fury. It is not plain anger, it is fury, infurious. Sopi kruddho. So in fury, what happens? Dudasato, mane. It shakes its mane. Who? Devya Vahana Kesari. The Devi's vehicle is there, no? Vahanam is there. Kesari means lion. Lion shakes its mane in anger, in fury. It is also angry. Because it's an animal. That's a divine, and divinity is seated on an animal. Still it is calm. Animal is behaving like an animal. Chachara surat sainyeshu vaneshviva hudashna. It was like, Chachara asura sainyeshu. That is what it is. Chachara asura sainyeshu. Chachara means stalking, walking through the demon army. Asura shainyam. Asura shainyam is demon army. Chachara asura sainyeshu vaneshviva hudashana. Hudashana, we all knew that, we learned it in the previous lines. Hudashana means fire, Agni Deva. Forest fires are like, it spreads fast. Hudashana. Vaneshviva Hudashana, the fire in the forest. Like that, the demon army is getting demolished. In no time, then this is walking through the demon, taking Ambal everywhere, like, it is walking through the army. Chachara, sopi kruddho dudasato devya vahana kesari. Chachara asura sainyeshu vaneshviva hudashana. Now we saw millions and millions of enemy asuras are there, and Devi is alone. Nishvasan mumuche yamsha yudyamana ranembika. Nishvasan, her breath, whatever breath she is breathing out. Mumoche means breathing out. Nishvasan mumoche yamscha, when she is breathing out. Yudyamana rathembika. Yudyamana ranembika. Stayeva sadhya sambodha ghana shata sahasrasaha. What happened? Her breath, whatever is coming, because she is breathing heavily in the battlefield. So when the fighting in the battle, while fighting in the battle, the breath that she is, the breathing out, Sayeva, immediately, Sambhuta, it capable of producing Ghana Shata Sahasrashaha. Ghana means large group of armed men. Ghana. Shata Sahasra, millions of, every breath of her brought millions of men, armed men from her breath. That is the reason here her name is called Ambika. Ambika is the mother. She is the mother of all the... Because when she is breathing out, everybody is coming out of her, no? From her breath, no? She has got hundreds and thousands of armed men from the breath, from her breath, whatever she is breathing out in the battlefield, many of them come armed. They are all produced, like, created. You can say her breath had the capability of creating thousands of army men with their weapons, armed men, her legion, military. The sighs that she heaved while fighting. Yuddhyamana, when she is fighting the battle, the sighs that, like sometimes you just take a deep breath, every breath of hers, thousands, hundreds and thousands of men, armed men, that is her pack, like, her military, because she is alone. There are millions out there in the opposite. So she has got her military around her. She is also creating her own military men. See, interestingly, this is Ambika is the name is also first mentioned in this. Chandika, we saw. This is the two aspects of Ambala I told you, like Chandika is the fearsome aspect, Ambika is the motherly aspect. So mother has got that karunyam in her all the time. Chandika is fiery, like ferocious. Ambika is calming and motherly. Both the aspects are mentioned for her here. And there is one information that they have given in this, like after the names Devi and Chandika, Ambika is the most mentioned name in Devi Mahatmyam, which is mentioned for 25 times in Devi Mahatmyam. It's an interesting information, that's all. So the maternal nature of Ambal as well as the ferocious nature of Ambal only shows that she is both horrific as well as benign, which has been like, this is the crux of Devi Mahatmyam, this is the crux of Shaktam. The Shakti aspect says, like the Shaktam says, the divinity is not only divinity alone, it is both horrific, the demons as well as the divine, both come from there. She is the mother of both demons as well as gods. And humans like us and animals and everything in the Prapancha. She is the mother of everyone. That is the reason we call her Ambika. The name Ambika is given to her because of that. So Ambika is the name mentioned here 25 times in Mahatmyam. Yuduste parashubhir bindipalasi pattishaihi. So these Ghana who had emerged from her breath, they all are fighting with axe, bindipala, that sling or javelin, or pattishaihi, that's sharp-edged spears. Nashayanto asuraganan devi shaktyubha brumhita. They were like, destroying the Asura Ganan, the army of the Asuras. Nashayanto, these men who emerged from her breath were destroying the army of the Asuras. Devi Shaktyupa Brumhita. They derived their energy, Shakti, from Devi. By taking Devi's, nurtured by her Shakti power, they destroyed the entire Asura army. So, yuduste parashubir bindipalasi pattishaihi nashayanto suraganan devi shaktyupa brumhita. Brumhita means nourished, strengthened, or increasing your power, or increasing, like that. So they fought with axes, javelins, parashu means axe, swords and sharp-edged spears, the pattishai. They destroyed the hordes of demons. Avadayanta patahan gana shankams tatha pare Mridangamscha tathaivanye tasmin yuddha mahotsave. Yuddha mahotsava. Patahan is the drum, they use it in war drum, to proclaim, no, that way, either to boost the spirit of people who are fighting, or to start they blow the conch to start the battle, but to boost the spirit of the fighters, they just beat the drum heavily during the war drum. They are pataha. Pataha means war drums. Avadayanta patahan ganashankams tatha pare. So some were blowing the conches, some were beating the drums in the war. It is like a utsavam, yuddha mahotsavam. Yuddha mahotsavam. So some were blowing the conch, some were beating the drums. Mridangamscha tathaivanyam. Some were playing mridangam. It is also like mridangam tathaivanye. In their, like, they are all very happy to fight. Looks like celebrating this. That is why it is called Yuddha Mahotsavi. They are celebrating the battle. Can someone celebrate battle? They are celebrating them. See, that is even now, when you go and talk to our army men, their outlook is so different from us. You talk anyone from army, you automatically start giving respect to, not only because they protect our country and things like that, but it is like they are made of a different caliber. That is totally different people.
Their zest for life is very
So their just for battle is so much, not for life. Our just for life is there, but for them the just for battle. If you have to attack your enemy, they are very happy to go there. They are like, they are not like grumbling and going. That's the difference between them and us. Army people are still, that is the reason they demand that kind of respect from every one of us. So these army people here, this army who are fighting the battle, Yuddha Mahotsavi, that is, it's like a festival of Yuddham. The battle is not just a battle. When Ambal is just doing a sport there, why these people cannot have a Mahotsavam? No? Utsavam, it is the battle. They are, one is playing, few are playing drums, few are like blowing the conch, and few are playing mridangam. So, mridangamscha tathaivanye tasmin yuddha mahotsava. It doesn't look like a battle, it looks like a yuddha mahotsavam. Mridanga is maybe like, Tagore's, that like they have the huge ones. Probably. Tatho Devi Trishulena Gadaya Shakti Vrishtibihi. This utsav is going on here. Here Devi is coming with the shulam. Not only shulam, Trishulena Gadaya. Gada means her gada, the club. And Shakti, that's Shakti Vrishtibihi. Vrishtibihi means not one sphere, but many. Shakti Vrishtibihi. It is like raining spheres there. It's like raining spheres. So, Khadgadi Vishchashadaso Nijagana Mahasura. Khadgadi, Khadga means swords. And with other weapons, Khadgadi Vishcha. So, not only this, all the said weapons and more, Shadasho Nijagana, hundreds of asuras, she killed them, she slew them. The great asuras, Nijagana Mahasura. They are not ordinary demons, they are all great asuras by Shadaso, hundreds, not 100. Tatho Devi Trishulena Gadaya Shakti Vrishtibihi Khadgadi Vishcha Shadasho Nijagana Mahasura. Nijagana means devouring actually. Here we can say slaying. Padayamasa Chaivanyan Gantasvana Vimohitan. This is not enough fighting with the bell. Vimohitan, we have heard this Vimohitan. rattling someone, making someone getting a little like, rattled or confounding. She like, with they get really rattled by the sound of the bell that she is ringing, and they get thrown away by that. The sound of the bell becomes, she was rattling the asuras with the sound of the bell, so they were all thrown away from. So the bell, they are using every weapon that she is holding in her hand. So the bell that she is holding, the sound of the bell that it is not real normal sound, it is the din that comes out of that bell. So because Airavata Gaja, it is taken from the Airavata Gaja. So the bell that Airavata was wearing, so it must have been really huge bell and making a lot of din maybe. So people, the asuras are getting rattled and they were thrown away by that, mystified by that. Vimohitan is actually mystified, getting mystified. The battle continues. Asuran bhuvi pashena bhadva chanyana karshayat. Akarshayat. Akarshayat means dragging. Drawing someone. Asuran bhuvi pashena. She threw her noose and bound the asuras with the noose. Badva, bound them and dragged them along the ground. Bhuvi chanya karshayat. Bhuvi chanya karshayat. That is how it has to be slit. Pashena badva. Asuran pashena badva bhuvi chanyana karshayat. She was dragging them, tied them with the pass and the rope that she had, and dragged them along the ground. Asuran bhuvi pashena badva chanyana karshayat. Akarshayat, I told, is dragging. Keche dvidha kritasti kshnai. Khadgapatais tatha pare. Vipodita nipatena gadaya bhuvisharate. Very gruesome battle it is. Few. Dvidha kritastikshni. She made them, slashed them into two with her sharp khadgapatais tatha pare. Pathera means the movement, the strokes, you say, with sword. Khadgapatais. Tikshna means sharp. So sharp swords, by stroking it, she made few into two. Slicing them into two. Slashed, a sharp stroke slashed others in two. Khadgapatais tatapare. Vipodita nibhadena gadaya. Vipodita means crushing. Nibhadita is death blow, bringing down or destruction. Nipatha. Gadaya, with her gada, that mace. Bhuvi sherate. She brought them down. Bhuvi sherate. She crushed them to the ground. Bhuvi sherate. Kechit dvidha kritastikshne. Some she slashed into two with her sharp knives. Tikshnai khadgapatais tatha pare. Vipodita nipatena gadaya bhuvi sherate. So with the sword she slashed a few into two, and few others she crushed them with the mace and brought them down to the earth, to the ground. Death blow in any way, both ways. Vemushchake chidrudiram musalena brusham hata. Musala, I told, is gada, mace. She beat these asuras with their mace so violently. Brisham means severely and violently. Hatahas, being struck violently. She is hitting with the mace, Vemuscha Kechidrujiram. Those, like, they were hit violently by the mace, by her, were vomiting blood. Yes. Vemuscha Kechidudhiram. Rudiram. Musalena Brusham Hataha. So those who were struck or knocked down by her mace vomited blood severely. Brusham Hataha. Kechinna Padita Bhumau Binna Shulena Vakshasi. Those people who fell ground, she helped them like breathe last with her trident. Shulena Vakshasi. She pierced through Binna Shulena Vakshasi. She pierced their chest. Vakshasi means, Vaksha means chest. Binna Shulena. She pierced their chest with the trident, with her trident. Vemuscha Kechidrudiram Musalena Brusham Hataha Kechinna Padita Bhumau Binna Shulena Vakshasi. Those who fell on the ground, she pierced their chest through by her trident. Nirantara Sharaugena Krita Kechid Ranajire. Ranajire is the battlefield. Nirantara Sharaugena, stream of steady arrows. Nirantara Sharaugena. This is Sharaugena means countless. Augha means countless. So the Nirantara, continuous stream of arrows, the steady stream of arrows, Krita, this made Kechit Ranajari, what in the same battlefield or made on some people look Shenanukarina Pranan. Some Anukarina means Shena Anukarina Shena Anukarina. So Shena Anukarina. Anukarina means resembling. Shena is like, actually hawk or eagle they say, but porcupine is more that is appropriate here, looks like, because the steady stream of arrows, everything is piercing the Asuras and they all look like porcupines. Each one of them all look like. Prana Mumuchus Tridashardhana. Tridashardhana is enemies of gods. So those people who were like, hit by their steady flow of arrows and those who resembled porcupines, they also died, breathed last. Mucho, prana, mumucho. Mumucho means the breath getting released, that is, breathed there last. Nirantara Sharaugena, Krutha Kechid Ranajire, Shenanu Karina Pranan, Mumuchus Tridashardhana. Keshamchit Bahva Chinna. Some had their arms severed. Battle itself is always gruesome. Horror show. Horror movie. Keshamchit Bahva Chinna. Some people arms were severed. Chinna Grivas Tathapare. Some others neck broken. Chinna Grivas Tathapare. Shiram Sipeturanyesha Manye Madhye Vidaritaha. Manya means appearing as. Madhye Vidarita. The heads of others. Shiram Sipetur. Petur means falling down. Some people heads roll down. Manye Madhye Vidharita. Anyesha Manye Madhye Vidharita. Some people like, ripped apart half. Had their bodies ripped apart. Keshamchit Bahva Chinna. Chinna Grivas Tathapare. Shiram Sibhedur Anyesha Manye Madhye Vidharita. Vidharita is split, ripped apart or split into two. Vichinna Jangasthvapare Petururvya Mahasura. Janga means leg. Janga means actually knee. Those people were like, broken knees. Literally broken knees. They all fell down. Petur Urvyam, Urvya, they fell down at a distance. Like, when the force with which she was breaking their legs, they just flew from this end to that. Jangastapare, Petur Urvya, Mahasuraha. They are not ordinary people, they are all great asuras. See how this one lady is doing. Beware of feminine Shakti. Nari Shakti here. Our PM will be very happy to hear this. Nari Shakti can go to this extent. So, Vichinna Jangasthapare, Pethu means falling down, Urvya means falling far off at a distance. Mahasuraha, Asura, great Asuras, those whose legs got cut down, they all toppled to the ground far away. Eka Baha Vakshi Charana, those who are split into two, they all had one eye, one hand and one leg. Ekabahvakshi charanaha kechid devya dvitakrata. So some people whom Devi split into two, they all had one eye, one leg, one hand and one leg. You feel sorry for the asuras also down there. Huh? Definitely, no. That is. But imagine they are getting killed by her, by the divine. Like, when Ravana died, the best he said was like, I am happy that this arrow that holds Rama's name only killed me, and no one else's arrow came to me. That's the divinity, Rama is the divine.
Thousands of people died.
Everywhere, any war, any battle is always gruesome. When you read the Yuddhaganda of Ramayana or Mahabharata is worse because it is coming towards Kali. This is happening in Kali. Whereas those things, it is described here. We don't know when it happened. The time of the Mahishasura is something that is not mentioned here, but it is pretty old, whatever is mentioned in the scriptures. But when comparing Ramayana Yuddham and Mahabharata Yuddham is more conniving. Ramayana is still straightforward. Rama could say to Ravana that you go today and come tomorrow with your weapons. Rama could say that. When Ravana lost all his weapons, when he was standing Nirayata Bani there, he sent him towards and come tomorrow. Dharma was still standing on two legs there. 3 legs. Now it is on single leg. No? Dharma was there. Dharma was there. Whereas even Dharma could not hold Dharma in Dwapara. No? Dharma was there in Dharma was there in the Treta Yuga. Even a person like Yudhishthira, who is the embodiment of Dharma, he could not hold on to it. He had to give in. That is how the deterioration is happening. The murder looks all gruesome. If, someone has bombed, we all recently, I'm not here pointing out on anybody, but I'm saying, what happens, the mind, how it happens. I see, you see a mass murder. Children, especially in school, US, you hear a lot of things in US. Some gunman entering the school premises and killing small, young, innocent kids. What kind of a punishment you will give it to him? Will you be kind to let him go? I'm not talking about an outsider. Outsider, we all can say anything because it is not affecting us. Our child is not there. But ask a child's mother or father, what will be their feeling? towards the person, towards the gunman, it is the same thing. Man, even when we are all there, our anger goes to that. We are not saints to hold that this is happening for some reason at that given point of time. I'm talking like we are all normal human beings. We are not something extraordinary. We are not Brahma Jnanis. Brahma Jnanis can be like, not get affected. Here they said, no, not get affected. Ambal is not getting affected by the people who are dying. She is not getting affected. She is serene. Like Krishna was very clear. Arjuna, whether you are going to do the job or not, it has to be done. You have been chosen. You are the chosen one to do it. If you are not going to do also, anyhow they are going to die. That is the dispassionate aspect of the Parabrahma. Ambal, in fact, like, by doing all these things, the gruesome aspect of this battle, like the punishment for each one, what they have done, she is giving. So in their future Janma, they are a better human being. It is like going through a bottleneck. It's always tough before you get released. So many times people ask me also, like I am nobody here, but still they ask me, like why good people suffer more? While, like, people do all kinds of stuff, they are very happily enjoying their lives. Whereas you see good people, good Atma, who have not done any harm to others, they suffer more. It's like a bottleneck. Before you get released, you have to go through the karma, whatever you have done. We have all come to this world because of our karmas. Good or bad karmas, whatever it is, that is the reason of our birth. So whatever bad karma we have done, if the Brahman decides to say like, this is over for this person, the Janma, no more Janmas, they go through quite a lot to complete all their karmas here itself. Complete all the karmas here itself. So that is the thing we call it as like, bottleneck situation. It is a bottleneck situation before you really get released. People inside the bottle are happy going through this, not knowing that, the time has not come for them to get released. Whereas people who had to be released have to go through the bottleneck. That is the law of nature. That is the law of nature. We have to write off all the karma. So, like, this is done actually dispassionately by the Brahman. Brahman is not, see, we are all like given, we are all carried away by the situation. Brahman is not. Brahman means like, it is creation also, it is dispassionate, even the destruction, it is dispassionate. It is the routine that goes through it. You cannot be like, feel good for something or feel bad for something. Not like that. Good or bad doesn't exist there. It is neutral. It is always in the neutral game. No? That is why they have said, like the word they have said, like, she was serene in doing it. Because destruction doesn't affect the Brahman as much as creation doesn't affect it. She's beyond, Brahman is beyond both creation as well as destruction. It has to be carried out that way. Otherwise, like, the cycle of this birth and death will not be possible. That is the reason. So we feel sorry, like, that these people had to go through it, because we are all not that kind of cruel people, like, see, watching someone go through it. Reading it is making us feel so much. Reading it, that is why we are all what we are, and she is who she is. No, that is, we have to understand, because the same statement came from Krishna in Mahabharata. Is it? You are going to do it or not? You are not given any choice here. Don't think it is you are going to save them by not fighting. Their destiny is written. It is they are going to die. Decide whether you want to do it or not. And it is also written that he has to do it. As much as they have to die, the destiny is such that they have to die. It's also written that Arjuna has only had to fight. Krishna is very clear. Krishna is not bound by that. He is the Brahman. How he will be bound by that? The same thing applies here. Krishna was not taking part in the battle, but he is the one who was doing it as a game. That is also done playfully. No, it was a game for Krishna. He was watching, he was just as the spectator. He is the Brahma, he is the spectator watching the battle going on in the Kurukshetra. Here Ambal is taking part in that. Even the destruction, she does it dispassionately. This is something that she is the Brahman, and every time it is mentioned in some way or the other, she is the transcendental Brahman beyond any gunas or any feelings. Creation is also done dispassionately, because why you have to have small creatures who are going to be killed by our own when we are walking. You see, a lot of Jain people, they don't wear chappals because they will be hurting those. No, we have seen, this is all our, like this great country has got that kind of a culture. We don't like to hurt. So the Jains, many Jain saints, they don't wear any patharaksha, the chappals or anything. Many people, even Jains, they don't wear. Regular people also, they don't wear chappal because they don't want to hurt those small insects. Why God is so cruel? Why He has to make small insects? Why you have to make a human being who is going to stamp on that? So, creation is also done dispassionately. As much destruction is done dispassionately. We have to understand this is Brahma. We cannot see from our point of view. So this is the gruesome battle that is happening outside is happening within each one of us. So many times we tear upon our hair to take a decision. The decision, because you have taken a very wrong step somewhere, the wrong decision, you have ended up in a wrong decision, how much you get affected, how many people it is affecting. These are all things we have to understand. This is an internal battle, we all go through it. And every time she is doing something, she is really making you go through it and see the fact in front of you. That is the guidance we get for being being believer, you should say believer, to have that faith. Okay? Chinne pichanye shirasi bhadita punaruddhita. Sometimes what happens when you chop off the head, the body again jumps, and punaruddhita means jump again, rose again. Kabanda yuyudur devya gruhita paramayudaha nandruduschapare tatra yude thurya layashrutaha kabanda chinna shirasas katka shaktirushti panayaha. Kabanda means decapitated body, kabanda, the headless bodies. Gruhita means grasping, the Paramayudaha, holding on to the weapons. Still, head is gone, but the hand is still holding on to the weapons. Nandrutus chapare tatra, the headless body still grasping. What are all the shirasa? Shakadga sakchirushti panaya. Very, very, very beautifully they use the word. Ushti. Ushti means withered or old, faded. Ushti means faded, withered or old. There is no use of the weapons those headless bodies are holding. So they have used Saktirushti Panaya. Ushti Panaya means the weapons of no use. They are holding, the headless bodies are holding, because they are no more alive to fight. So the headless bodies are holding the grasping khadgam, sakti, that spears, lances, everything. They are holding, while nandrutus chapare tatra yuddhe turya laya shrita. Laya means the throbbing drums, the drums that they are playing. When these headless bodies, some are lying on the ground, few are dancing there to the beats. Nandrutus chapare tatra yuddhe turya laya. Turya is also a kind of drum. It is a tabor kind of drum. So turya laya shruta. The laya shruta is the throbbing drums, the drums that being played, the rhythm of those drums. So some are dancing to that rhythm. Tishta iti pashanto Devi Manye Mahasura. Tishta, stop, enough. We are not able to hold on to that, enough. Stop. Tishta iti pashante. Saying this, the great asuras cried out to Devi. They were shouting to Devi, please stop. Devi Manye Mahasuraha. Tishta iti pashanto Devi Manye Mahasuraha. Patitai ratanagasvai rasuraischa vasundara agamya sabhavastatra yatra bhutsa maharana. Agamya, patita ratha, yatra bhutsa maharana. Wherever the great battle happened, wherever the great yatra bhutsa maharana, because of the chariots, the broken chariots, ratha patita, because of broken and fallen. Patita means falling down, or fallen chariots. Naga, we all know, is elephants. Naga, asva means horses. Asuraischa is the corpses of the dead. Corpses of the asuras. I mean, corpses are dead people. So, asura, the dead asuras, the corpses, whatever is fallen on the ground, agamya sabhavat. Sabhavat is like, it is not the assembly of these chariots and all these things make the earth impossible. When you are not able to walk, impossible, unsuitable to, inaccessible. All those things is agamya. Gamana means walking. Agamya means something that is inaccessible or unsuitable for walking. Where the great battle raged, the earth was impossible with fallen chariots, elephants, horses and corpses. Patithai ratanagasvai rasuraischa vasundara agamya sabhavat tatra yatra bhutsa maharana. Wherever the great battle happened. Shonidhauga mahanadya sadyastatra prasusruhu. Shonidha means blood. Shonidhauga, auga means flood. Mahanadya, how great rivers flood, like that blood was flowing. It's like flooding of the great rivers, big rivers, gushing of the rivers. Sadyas tatra prasusruhu. Prasusruhu means drying up. Prasusruhu. Sadyas tatra, immediately it was dead. It was like, flowing, it is flooding, blood flooding is happening, like big rivers, but it was getting dried up also immediately. Sadyas tatra. Tatra, there itself it was getting dried up immediately. Madhye chasura sainyasya varanasura vachina. Madhye chasura sainyasya. This is the first we have to say that. Madhye chasura sainyasya. Asura sainya. In the middle of asura sainya, Varana is also elephant's name. Varana is elephant, Asura is demons, Vajin we all know is horses. So the dyed horses and Asuras and elephants are there. The blood gushing out from them is like flood, great flood. Shonidauga Mahanadhyam. It is like the blood gushing out from these elephants, horses and demons are like flood, river flooding. It is gushing out so much. In the midst of Asura, Madhye cha Asura Sainya, Madhye cha Asura Sainya, in the midst of Asura's army. It is not from Ambal's army, it is from Asura's army. This is happening. Kshanena tan mahasainyam asuranam tathambika. In a moment, the entire Sainyam, entire army got completely destroyed. It was in an instant, she led the destruction. Ambika here, they have specially mentioned, she is the mother of everyone. She led the destruction in an instant. Kshanena matan mahasainyam asuranam tathambika. Ninye kshayam yatha vahnis truna daru mahaja. Truna means straw. Truna means straw. Dried straw is truna. Daru means wood. How the fire will take over the dried straw or dried wood, like that, it will take only a few moments for the fire to destroy the entire load of straw or wood, quick to catch fire. So kshanena ninye kshayam yada, that is the as quickly as fire destroying straw or wood, straw and heap of straw and wood. Sacha simho mahanadam utsrujan dutakesaraga. The simham is making roaring sound. Mahanadam, it's roaring. Utsrujan. Immediately it starts moving its head, shaking the dutasatho, its mane. It starts shaking the mane and making roaring noise. Sacha simho mahanadam utsrujan. Utsrujan means setting it free or shaking. Dutakesaraha. Sharirebhyo mararenam asuniva vichinmati. Whether the bodies that were on the ground are still having breath, it is just going and inspecting that. Vichinmati is Vichinvatha is inspecting. So it is going whether the bodies of the enemies still breathing air. Devya Ganeshcha Taistatra Krutham Yuddham Mahasurai. This way Devi and her army fought against Asura army. Yataisham tutushur devav pushpa vrishti muchodavi. Yataisham tushtur deva. What happened at that time? The satisfied. Tutushur deva. Tutushu means satisfied. Tutushur deva, satisfied gods. Pushpa vrishti muchodavi. They showered down flowers in praise. They are all showering flowers. Pushpa vrishti, showering flowers. Mucho Devi, out of happiness. Mucho Devi, they were showering flowers on her. Devya Ganeshcha Taistatra Kritam Yuddham Mahasuraihi Yataisham Tutushur Devya Pushpa Vrishti Mucho Devi. Oh. We come to the end of the battle. As though we were battling. We are out of it now. All silence. The good and the evil. Ambal is the embodiment of goodness and Asuras are the embodiment of evil. What is the difference? Because they both coexist in this world of dualities. This world is world of duality. Everything opposites coexist here. If there is goodness, there is also evil that is living side by side. It is only because of they cannot live separately. It is only because of evil you will know the goodness. It is because of the goodness you will know what is evil. What is the simple way of defining them? Evil is something that takes you away from the divine. Good is something that takes you towards them. They are opposite, they travel opposite. Evil takes you away from the divine, whereas good takes you towards the divine. Going towards the divine, and you become divine itself at some point of a time in your janmas, in so many janmas that we take, we progress slowly. And the aim of every soul is to become, so not being reborn again in this world, to put it very clearly, not to be born again in this world. You just want to travel towards it. So developing goodness and developing evil thoughts. What is the reason for the evil thoughts? Evil thoughts, though I told you that this is egocentric. Here, the world is egocentric. We all live in a world, and we are egocentric. We are not only living in the world that is egocentric, we are also equally egocentric. As far as, the clashes that happen because of so many conflicts happen among us, that is only due to clash of egos. Clash of egos bring in conflicts among not only people. We have to face the repercussions of that. This is the story. What the ego can do, what the evil ego with evil intentions, this is very important. Mahishan is the embodiment of evil ego at its worst. And his generals are the effect of all the things that ego can bring in, that evil ego can bring in. What kind of a calamity that happens in the society is the battle that we see. The pain that one has to undergo. Ego is a big word. It happens everywhere. It is not only in our families, in the offices that you go to work. Everywhere, ego plays a very big role for any conflict. Any conflict. We don't understand no one is bigger than what they think they are. So the goodness that you developed, and we have to understand, Mahishan is the embodiment of ego, embodiment of evil ego that he was holding on to. The repercussion, the effect of it is going through the pain at the hands of goodness. The kind of pain that Mahishan and his army had gone through is something that we all feel bad for it. To that extent, that is Kali, no? Even Adharma looks like Dharma. Kali Dharma is like that. So, we have to ponder a lot on Mahishan and ego and the battle that is happening. More to think about it for the next session. Gurubhyo Namaha.